Hi everyone. The cold spell's getting quite close now, only a couple of days away, but then again it's not really so much of a cold spell but rather a cold snap, because the real intensity of the cold only really lasts just a couple of days before it starts to turn milder. But will it snow? That's the big question that everyone's been asking, and well, we'll get to that in just a moment. But first of all, this is the synoptic chart for tonight, and I'll overlay the wind directions, and I'll also overlay the temperatures as well, so you can see how cold it is or how warm it is, because at the moment it is pretty mild. And there's a bit of a battle going on between this high pressure that's developing out here to the northeast and this low pressure out here to the west. And you can see what happens. The high pressure out to the northeast is getting stronger and stronger, and the low pressure tries to push in, but it really can't do it. So by Saturday you see these wind arrows, they change direction into the east. Now as they turn to the east, this cold air out to the east starts to move its way towards us. Now this is at 6 a.m, so you know and this is the temperature at ground level as well, so it shows a reasonable representation of what it's going to be. So we're looking at around 3 to 6 degrees still at this point. But then as we head through Saturday, by 6 p.m, the temperatures are pretty much below freezing. So through Saturday itself, the temperatures are going to drop really rapidly through the day. And this cold air lasts obviously overnight, and then through Sunday as well, with some really cold air over us, temperatures close to freezing during the day as well, which is very unusual for this time of year. And then as we head through into Monday, the temperatures start to rise, and then we head through into Tuesday, and the temperatures rise further. So by Tuesday we're a good few degrees above freezing at this point, so we're going to be looking closer to around 6 degrees Celsius, so not too bad. But let's get to the higher level of detail now. So this is the cloud for tonight, and what you can see, it's generally overcast. This front edge of the cloud is actually quite thin, which it doesn't really show here, but there is a lot of cloud over us now, and as we head through the night, the cloud actually gets thicker, which you can't really see still, but you know, we're deeper within the layer of cloud, should I say. And then as we head through towards morning, you can see this clearance coming in from the west and south. So what does this mean? Well, it means a lot of rainfall is coming through. Some of this rain tonight could actually turn out to be very heavy. So it's only a few hours away now that the rainfall is, and especially as we head in towards midnight, you know, it's pretty persistent and around 1 millimeter per hour frequency. So you know, it's not terribly heavy at this point, but there will be some heavier outbreaks mixed into it. So you can see this here is looking at around 5 millimeters per hour rainfall rates. So you know, that's pretty heavy. So we could see anything between 7 and 10 millimeters overnight, possibly even a little bit more for a time. It could be a little bit of surface flooding on some of the roads. Some of the river levels could become quite elevated by the morning as well. We're not expecting anything too dramatic, but you know, that is quite a lot of rain to come through overnight. So let's have a look at the temperatures and winds for tonight. You can see here that the temperatures aren't too bad. You know, we're looking at 8, 9, 10 degrees Celsius generally right across the island. The winds are going to be southeasterly and they're pretty strong. So you know, the average wind speed tonight will, well, at least in the first half of the night, over the next few hours, it's going to be quite strong and gusty. We're seeing some strengths up to around 35 miles per hour, 31 to 35 miles per hour averaging, and so that means we're going to see gusts up around 45 miles per hour, especially in exposed high places, you know, over the downs and that, as well as along the coast. But the temperatures really don't fall away too much, so as we head through the night, you know, we're seeing temperatures 7 or 8 degrees Celsius pretty much most of the night. In fact, as we head through towards dawn, the temperatures still don't really change, but the winds do become lighter. So by dawn, we've got the winds, they've come back round a little bit more into the south, and they've dropped off a little bit. So we're looking closer to around 15 to 20 miles per hour average, gusting up to around 25 possibly in exposed areas, but a little bit lighter inland. So tomorrow morning, we still got this band of cloud that's moving away to our north and northeast, and by 9 a.m. it's starting to clear through, and there's some clearer slots by midday, and by 3 p.m. we should see some good sunny spells coming through. Although later on in the day, towards the evening, the cloud does start to thicken up again from the southwest. So the rainfall with this, we could start off still seeing a few showers moving up across the island, and that's really during the morning. As we head through the morning, the showers fizzle out and these sunny spells come through. Although later on, as we head through into the afternoon, into the evening, we start to see some more rain come through, which could potentially be heavy as we move into tomorrow night for a time, although later in the night it should clear away. The temperatures and winds tomorrow, not too bad really. We're starting off the day 8 degrees Celsius along the south, west and east coast here, possibly 9 or 10 in more central parts, and you can see the wind arrows here coming up from the south, and the wind strength's not too bad, so we're looking coastal wind strengths, really 14, possibly 17 miles per hour here, gusting up to around 22. Inland, we're looking closer to 10 to 15 miles per hour. As we head through the day, you can see the temperatures rise a little bit. We get some 11s and some 12s, especially in more northern parts of the island. The other place may even see 13 degrees Celsius, possibly towards Newport, maybe Cowes. Close to the south, west and east coast, temperatures a little bit lower, so we're going to be looking at anything between 7 and 9 degrees Celsius. So a little bit colder here as the winds are coming in off the sea. But the wind strength as through the day, they don't really get too strong tomorrow, so we're looking at around anything 10 to 15 miles per hour average along the coast here. Inland, possibly a little bit lighter, and as we move through into the afternoon, the winds pick up a little bit again. So by 6 p.m. they start to pick up from the east-southeast at this point. Now this is a bit of a change from what we've had, because they're coming round into the east, or at least trying to, and so it will start to feel a little bit colder, even though the temperatures at this point are still 8 to 9 degrees Celsius across the island. But with the winds picking up to around 20 miles per hour average, gusting up to about 28, it's going to start to feel a little bit colder. So now we'll look over towards Friday, Saturday and Sunday with a little bit more detail. Overlay the winds again, and you can see that by early Friday morning, the winds switch back round temporarily into the southwest, and you can see these little lines of precipitation or rainfall, and these are some showers that will be moving through, which could possibly be heavy for a time. Also overlay the temperature here, so you can see as we move through Friday, the temperatures are still pretty mild, and we've got a lot of showers starting to move up from the south, and the air mass is starting to get a little bit colder. It's not really showing in the temperatures at ground level, but just above ground level, a few thousand feet up, the temperature is starting to drop at this point. So then, as we head through Friday evening and into Saturday morning, the temperatures start to drop away. The winds start to increase from the east and or east northeast at this point. And we get this band of precipitation moving up across most of southern England, but across the island as well. And some of this could be quite heavy, so we could see some spells of rain through Saturday morning quite early on. And then as we head through into Saturday daytime, the temperatures suddenly drop away. So by midday, we've got temperatures 2 or 3 degrees, and we've still got this precipitation over us. So this means that any showery rain is likely to turn to snow. Now, as we move into the afternoon, we've still got a few flurries moving through, and the temperature's still dropping away. And we can overlay the winds as well, and you can see how strong they're getting here in the channel. So we're looking at wind strength 35 to 38 miles per hour. These are average speeds, so we're going to be looking at gusts at around 40, maybe 45 miles per hour again. So with temperatures around 3 degrees, that gives you a wind chill of around about -9 to -10 degrees Celsius. So it's going to feel really, really cold through Saturday afternoon. So then as we move into Saturday night, the temperatures fall away. We see temperatures quite close to freezing across, the island really, all across southern England is -2 to -3, so we're likely to see these temperatures pretty close to that on the island as well, although right on the coast it may be a touch higher. We're going to see wind still really quite strong, good 30-35 miles per hour, gusting up to 40 or possibly a little bit more, so we've still got a strong, a high wind chill of around -10 to -11 degrees Celsius here, so it's going to feel absolutely bitter. Now we've just overlaid the precipitation charts again, removed the temperature and the wind so you can see it a little bit clearer. So, as we mentioned in the forecasts a couple of days ago, and also in the live forecast we did last night, you can see these little lines starting to develop here. In fact, it would be better to overlay the wind so you can see the direction they're moving. And you see little lines developing here. This is Saturday evening, and then later on Saturday night, we get these really strong lines developing. Now these are lines of snow showers, or what we call streamers. So we've got a streamer developing in the channel here, in the English Channel, that's going to move down here, affect the Channel Islands, and we've got another streamer up here that's forming in the Thames Estuary, and then moving its way southwestwards. Now, as we were saying yesterday, it's all down to how far south this line moves, because the latest forecast, the latest update, is showing this line moving, well, just really clipping southern parts of the island. A couple of the computer models are actually showing it go right across the island. The likelihood of that is pretty low, but it does look like we will see some snow flurries as we move through, well, definitely through Saturday afternoon, evening, and into Sunday morning. And they get really heavy, in fact, out over the sea through Sunday morning. But the heaviest of them do miss us at this point. So it looks likely that the heaviest snow will be just to our east. But you know, it's still likely that we'll see a bit of a covering, especially more southern parts of the island or southeastern parts of the island, as we move through Saturday into Sunday. And then as we head into Monday, the streamer breaks up and we get a few general snow flurries on Sunday afternoon into the evening before it all clears away. And as it clears away, the temperatures slowly start to rise again. So this is midday on Monday with temperatures 2, maybe 3 degrees Celsius, which is still very cold, but you know, it's just gradually starting to creep up. Anyway, that's the latest on all this. There could still be a little bit more snow than is showing on these charts. Like I said, a few of the computer models are suggesting there will be a little bit more snow than this. At the moment, it looks like just a dusting, maybe a slight covering developing any time from Saturday really midday onwards. We could see snow falling, and any time from Saturday afternoon, evening, through to Sunday evening, we could see possibly up to a centimetre of snow in especially more southern and eastern parts. But still the risk of a bit of a dusting in other places. But anyway, we'll give you more on this over the next 24 hours, and that is all for the moment. Goodbye.